So we heard that there's a reseller in the area and we're trying to get a hold of him. Maybe get him on camera, answer some questions. Looks like they caught him. Why'd you run, man? Are you like an active reseller? Is this what you do for a living? Are you like an active reseller or something? Is this what you do for a living? Sell mids? I think he got offended. There's no global cultural trend bigger than sneakers right now. The demand for sneakers is massive. Some analysts even predict that this whole industry might reach as wide as $30 billion by 2030, with India playing a significant role. A sneaker reseller can source and sell a shoe in the aftermarket for sometimes 2, 3, even 4 times its original retail price. The resale ecosystem actually has a significant amount of depth, with multiple players dealing with these sneakers that we all love. Of course, absolutely. So at the root of it all, you've got the retailers. These are the shops that partner with the brands that actually make the shoes. Then you have consumer sellers, people like you and me, who sometimes choose to flip a pair of shoes just for the profit or because we choose not to keep them. Moving on, you have active resellers. These are people who buy and sell shoes consciously for the profits and maybe sort of for a living. Then you have buy-sell trade stores, which are a little bit of an upgrade from active sellers. Think of it as an established entity version of an active seller. Most times, in fact, buy-sell trade stores are stores because they have brick and mortar establishments. Post buy-sell trade stores, you have what's known as a consignment store. Consignment stores hold your inventory and connect them to buyers either digitally or through their physical stores. They don't have the same budget constraints as active resellers and buy-sell trade stores, so they're more likely to have wider variety. And last but not the least, you have trading platforms. These are usually networks that have their own pricing index that allow buyers to bid and sellers to place lowest asks. This is where the highest volume of transactions take place. Individual sellers list product for other buyers to see, and accordingly market prices are decided. For the most part, these players do have shared characteristics. That's because the sneaker ecosystem is just so fluid. I'm gonna let you take all of this in for a second. Is this vegan?
Travis Scott, Ben & Jerry's, Off-Whites. This guy's got everything.
In the ecosystem of sneaker resale, the journey begins at the retailer. This is where product comes directly from the brand, from the factory, so it's never been tried on. It's the purest form there is. The technical term being dead stock. Now between the sale of the sneaker and the end consumer putting them on his feet is where all the money's made, in between the lines. Consumer resellers will try to get their hands on these shoes in the most typical ways. In-store pickups, lineups for more limited shoes, or even online raffles and physical in-store raffles sometimes. Active resellers are a group of people who source and sell shoes for a living. It's their 9 to 5. So all they're doing all day is trying to cook. Cooking is resale slang for purchasing a high volume of limited edition shoes at the retail price. You're buying a full size on a Jordan 1s, you're cooking. Most people do this using bots. They might use early links, they might resort to backdooring, might pay people to stand in lineups for them, black magic, you never know. Buy-sell trade stores make all their money offering these chefs upfront money for their cooks. When you're selling to a buy-sell trade store, chances are you'll get paid a little lower than you would selling to an end consumer or through a consignment store because they're shelling upfront cash for you. Since consignment stores are not paying you upfront cash, they allow sellers to price as freely as they like. The higher you sell your shoes for, the higher their commission. That's how they get their inventory. Trading platforms allow sellers to list product for whatever price they like, and they allow buyers to counter with a pre-authorized bid. These sellers can accept these bids at any time and the transaction goes through. Are you sure this is the place? Are you sure this is the place?
go. Boys.
कुछ नहीं चल रहा है।
Which store is this?
आपका ही है।
अबे! You gotta pretend like it's illegal. It is not a completely legal and safely traded asset class. Pretty simple. The video needs to give enough dramatic impact that create
अरे,
curiosity.
OTP बता।
If there's one thing that everyone hates about resale, it's that resale is expensive. And yes, I know it is for the most part. It's majorly based off of 4 factors. The first thing is price. How much are the shoes for? What's the market value? What are my friends paying for them? Second thing is availability. Where are they? Who has them? Do they even exist? The third thing is shipping. How soon can I get them? Can I wear them to dinner tonight? Can I snap and have them on my feet? Is that even possible? And the fourth thing is legitimacy. These shoes just have to be legit. There's no question about it. You cannot be shipping out fake shoes. No sir, no. Nope. Is this really vegan? I guess the whole point of learning about all these players and all these factors is so we can rate each of these players, basis each of these factors. So tomorrow when you're buying yourself a pair of shoes, you know what you're getting. Starting with retailers, pricing is always the best. It's retail, so we'll give them 5 stars. When it comes to availability, we're only limited to the drops that they have, so we'll give them 2 stars. Shipping is fairly quick, the products with them, we'll give them 4 stars. And legitimacy, well, this is the highest level of authentication, so there's 5 stars for them. With consumers, pricing is as close to retail as can get. They don't have a lot of customers, right? And they don't do this for a living, so we'll give them 4 stars for pricing. When it comes to availability, they have the least inventory, so that's 1 star for them. Shipping is also fairly quick, subject to their personal life, so we'll give them 3 stars. And when it comes to legitimacy, extremely high chances of getting scammed, so we're going to give them 1 star. Now with active resellers, their pricing is somewhere between these consumer sellers and stores, so we'll give them 3 stars on pricing. Availability wise, again, they have a little more inventory than consumers, but a lot less than stores, so we'll give them 2 stars. Shipping is fairly quick, eager to build business, so we'll give them 4 stars on shipping. Legitimacy, unfortunately, all the way down with consumers again. We give them 2 stars because, well, there's still a very high chance of getting scammed considering the lack of security in transaction platforms and things like that. Moving on to buy-sell trade stores, their pricing is decent. You're probably going to pay more than you'd pay an active reseller, but less than you'd pay at a consignment store. So we'll give them 2 stars on pricing. Availability with them, they have a lot more product than active resellers, but again, a lot less than a consignment store would. 3 stars. Shipping with buy-sell trade stores, most buy-sell trade stores transact physically. So shipping wise, when they have decently high volumes, they're not the fastest. So we'll give them 3 stars. And legitimacy wise, we'll give them 3 stars. With a consignment store, pricing is the worst. They have everything in all sizes ready to ship to you immediately as long as you can pay the price. We'll give them 1 star for pricing. Availability wise, got a lot of product, so we'll give them 4 stars. Shipping wise, super quick. You're paying for premium service, you better get it. We'll give them 5 stars on shipping. And legitimacy wise, they're pretty far up there, but at the end of the day, it is the aftermarket, so there is a slight chance that you might get scammed. We'll give them 4 stars on legitimacy. Trading platforms, pricing is almost always competitive to active resellers because most times active resellers actually base their prices off of trading platforms. That being said, trading platforms allow for bidding and counter offers by sellers, so we give them 3 stars on pricing. Availability wise, they've got as much as consignment stores, if not more, because sellers are not bound to stock product physically with them. You give them 4 stars on inventory. Shipping wise, trading platforms need a seller to ship to them, authenticate, and then send to you. There's also chances that the product will turn out fake, in which case they'll send it back to the seller, and so on and so forth. So shipping wise, it's all the way down at 2 stars. And when it comes to legitimacy, it's pretty much the same odd as the consignment store. We'll give them 4 stars. It's important to note that if there wasn't a retailer, we wouldn't have a very buzzing resale ecosystem. And the follow-up question usually is, don't resellers affect a retailer's business? Resellers are a high volume of individuals invested in driving markets, actually create liquidity and have people paying. They're also invested in making sure that this hype stays and these prices actually soar. The system is freedom. The freedom to be as active as you want as a buyer or seller. Freedom to operate in as wide or narrow of a field that you want. And most importantly, the freedom for customers to be able to purchase shoes that wouldn't otherwise be available. In other words, if we didn't need each other, this wouldn't be an ecosystem. Thank you so much for watching this video. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe to the channel, and stay tuned for a lot more content that we're making of similar varieties.